The efficient way of programming, it will be not with the just writing with the task, but the line of code or the variables which you are using, then how much different memory blocks it will be allocated for these. So these all it will be matters when you are going to have the efficient way of programming. So that's with that point of view. So pointer, it will be mainly having much usage for this. Okay. So pointer to pointer, that we are going to see in detail how it will be done, the pointing the value, how it will be done. At least we'll get with the first uh, how normal pointers variable it will be done. So as we have seen it with the normal variable, it will be done like this. So take an example like this. So here if I'm initializing integer a is equal to 100, so a is holding with 100 value. Then we are having a star p, integer star p. So it is a pointer variable. So this it will be a normal variable. Integer a, it will be a regular variable. Integer a, it will be regular variable, and star p, it will be a pointer variable which is holding. Now this which is initialized with what value, that will be matters, right? So star p is equal to ampersand a. So it might be possible, yeah, if I'm using some another variable, and for that if I need to point, that can be also okay. So it is not mandatory that pointer it should hold only with the variable which is associated. It can hold with any value. Okay. So you can just initialize that also, or you can just declare that and you can use it for other usage or other purpose. Okay. So star p is equal to ampersand a, so that will hold with this value. So what does it mean? That p is again integer kind of pointer variable, and what actually it will be having in this memory, that means what, in the memory location p will hold the address of 100 or variable a. Now it can be anything, it can be 1024, whatever it is, at which location a variable is stored in the memory, that address location it will be pointed by variable p. Okay, so it will be pointed by this. So when you are going to print ampersand a and ampersand p, so what value it will be showing, and so here we are showing with the values, also actual values. So a, initially it will store with the value as what, 100, so it will display that 100, and ampersand a, so address location of variable a. Then we are showing with the p, so p it is holding what, as here we have given star p, that we have it is initializing with the ampersand a, that is address location of a. So in the output it will be showing the same, right? And ampersand p means what, it is the address location of this p variable, right? So p again it is a variable, that means what, it should have some space in the memory block, so that will also have a memory address. Try to get this through. Okay, so p is not any kind of thing which we have taken it externally, it is the variable only, integer kind of variable. Now for that also we might be, or we require some memory block. So that memory block, it will be from the existing memory. Okay, so it is not the case that for pointer variable we'll be having some different memory, and for regular variable you are going to use the different. It is not the thing. We'll be having with the same memory, whatever it might be. Now here as we are having 1032, so it might be having some different address. Okay. So when you are going to have with this, when you are going to change with the uh, structure for this, we are going to maintain these values as a part of it. Okay, so as you can able to see the change in the output. So output of your second line, that is the cout p and ampersand p, it is having value as 1024, address of a, and 1032. Are you getting this? So this is the, what you can say it as normal variable declaration and pointer variable declaration and its usage. Okay, so here let's say if I'm using uh, don't be under impression that every time we need to use with the same thing, or we need to use with the only for address location for a. So let's say if here I'm having, let's say, one more variable, let's say integer, as we are having in the diagram, b is equal to, let's say, 88. Now that b also can hold this, but that pointer it will be holding at a time only one value. Okay, so it is not the case At a time I can hold for A and at a time for B. So for this, let's say if I'm using this, and for A, let's say I will use one more, that is, let's say Q, which is holding the ampersand A. So it might be also possible. Okay, so it is not the thing that the variable after which some of you might be uh, under impression that the variable after which we are using the pointer, that is responsible for that. So it is not the case. Variable you can declare it at any point in the program as like normal, and afterwards you can point, or it can point to any location. Because as we have seen in the inheritance, that pointer which is pointing to a base class and derived class. So at that point you might be not understood with that concept. We are going to see pointer to inheritance, which you have seen again after going to see with this pointer. Okay, so that's why you might be understood with these things. Okay, now so there's a value of p. It will be a pointer which is holding this address location, and your variable a, it will be having actual value. So pointer, it will be last line that we can say it as pointer is also a variable, and it will be having its own memory address also. It is variable, it is not any external entity that put it. Okay. So there is one more term that is called as differencing operator. We are going to see that in the next session. Okay, so because this it will be not possible to finish it within this. So differencing variable, it is just I'll give a meaning of this differencing. So differencing means what? Anyone who is familiar with this word differencing? Because why I'm enhancing you, or why I'm stretching for the word, because from the words you can remember the meaning of it, and from the meaning you can remember the concept. So that is a simple uh, scenario. So what you can get from the differentiating, what is the meaning of differencing, or dictionary meaning of differencing? Can anyone give for this? Dictionary meaning of differencing. You are all are using mobiles, so you can search on that also. Just the term differencing. What is the dictionary meaning of differencing?
Dereferencing means obtaining the address of some data.
Obtaining the address. Dereferencing or differencing, we can call that term generally. That is getting the address of that data. Actual value, instead of getting the actual value, if I'm getting the address of that data, that is means what? If I separate these two words, that is a D and referencing. Referencing means what? We are pointing it, okay, or we are having some reference. So it might be in the form of address, it might be in the form of anything that we are going to have. So dereferencing means it is expected as we'll be having with the, or we are getting a address of this variable. See here we are going to have it as in the form of variables. So in the pointer we are going to have this term which will be more familiar with it. You can able to get these terms because when you are going to have with the reference variable, okay, reference which is now here we are using it, let's say related with the array. If I'm going to use it in the form of array, so what does it have? So array is having in itself, it is having its initialization, right? So we are doing this initialization, right? So let's say integer a of some size it will be having. So if I'm declaring that, and it will be holding with, let's say, as a value of a of 0, it will be with some value, let's say as a 1, a of 2, a of 1, it will be holding the same value as the 30. So what does it mean that? So this array is having with some specific size memory blocks. So here we are referring it as AF0, AF1, AF2. So what this term it is referring, or what this it is indicating, that I'm going to have with some references, and with these references we are going to put these values. Okay, so this differencing operator, that is a star. Okay, we are having address operator ampersand, but we are having a differencing operator, dereferencing we can call it as also, as a star sign. So how it will be done, what these values it will be pointing, so that we are going to see it in the next session. Okay, so today I am ending it early uh, because of some reasons. We might be having some different meeting, so that's why I'm ending it few minutes before. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll be having a proper session which is starting from 9 to 10, 10 to 11. So already I have given the timetable on the group also. You can start putting the attendance on the chat window, and we'll be having the next session which will start at 10 a.m. Okay, so till that time session it will be open for doubts if you are having. So on the Friday, that is tomorrow, we'll be having our practical slot. So I'll give the instructions regarding that. That is, hope you all now not have left the meeting, that we are supposed to have with the practical session, which will be post lunch session. I think which is approximately uh, last session that we can say it as. So which will be, so we are supposed to, or you should be having with you that related with the at least system, if it is possible. Those who are having system with you, you can join with the system, your laptop, machines, whatever that you're having. And those who are not having, don't worry about it. We are supposed to, you can use with your regular mobiles, but have with the two simultaneous things with you. That is a online compiler with which you can check for this. Okay, so we are going to use with the tools also. So with these tools, where we can perform with the programming. But as we are having with this normal regular online compiler, so you can use directly for this. Okay. So for the tomorrow session, we are going to see with the problem statements, which are, we have seen it for inheritance. Okay, simple class concepts, we are going to start from it. Simple programs, class programs which we are going to use, and with that inheritance, how we can use for this. Okay, so we are going to start with the basic program first, and then we'll continue. Okay. Okay, so that's all for the day. We are going to end at this moment. If you are given the attendance, you can give the meeting, but while joining tomorrow, join with the practical also. Okay, so we'll be having with the 2 hour session for this. So anyone is having any doubts related with this, the pointers concept which we're seeing. So those who are attending first, or those who are newly joined, for them already, as I told, having the books, textbooks which are given in the syllabus. Syllabus you can also download it from the our Moodle. Okay, already I have provided. So those who are not having a Moodle access, they can download it from the university website also. Okay. So few of you might be not having the roll numbers, because of that you are not having a Moodle access. So on the Moodle you are able to get all the things which are related with this subject. Okay. So that's all. Hope you all have given the attendance I'm expecting. So I'll end with this. Thank you.